There once lived a man named Thomas in a quiet, forgotten village surrounded by heavy fog and taller mountains. He was born premature, weak, and frail. The doctors said he wouldn't live past 5. But he did. The villagers said he would never be strong enough to work the fields or carry wood. But he did. His father died when Thomas was just 10, and his mother fell into deep depression, leaving Thomas to take care of his 2 younger siblings. They lived in a wooden hut on the edge of the forest, where cold winds cracked the walls and silence echoed through the night. Every morning, Thomas would walk miles barefoot to fetch water, cut wood, and bring food, not just for survival, but to show himself that he was not as weak as the world believed. He never complained. He never cried. He simply did what needed to be done. But deep down, he carried a dream no one knew. On the other side of the great mountain that loomed behind the village was a city full of opportunities. Thomas had heard stories of people building businesses, learning new things, becoming someone. But to reach the city, you had to cross the mountain, a brutal, frozen trail that had taken many lives. Every villager warned him, "You're too weak. Even strong men have failed. That mountain is death." But Thomas didn't believe in their fear. He believed in steps. So he trained in silence. Every day, before sunrise, he climbed small hills with sacks of stone on his back. He lifted heavy logs. He bathed in ice water to toughen his body. Years passed. His siblings grew healthy under his care. He taught them, fed them, and gave them strength. No one saw what he was becoming, a quiet warrior built from burden. One cold morning, Thomas packed a small bag, hugged his siblings, and began walking toward the mountain. The villagers watched in silence, shaking their heads. He will die. The wind was cruel. The snow blinded him. His hands cracked. His feet bled. But with every step, he whispered, "One more step, one more breath." The mountain mocked him with storms and silence, but Thomas kept going. On the 3rd day, he fell unconscious near a ridge. He woke up buried halfway in snow. He wanted to give up. But then he saw a single bird flying high above, free, above the peaks, and he remembered, his dream was not to survive but to rise. He stood up, shivering, and screamed into the wind, "I was not made to crawl." And somehow, the wind moved with him. On the 6th day, bruised, frostbitten, and starving, Thomas crossed the peak. And what he saw changed everything, a city glowing in gold beneath the mountain. He had made it. But he didn't stop there. He worked in the city. He saved money. He learned to read and write. He built a small shop. Then a bigger one. Years later, Thomas returned to his village, not in rags, but in strength. He brought clothes, food, books, and tools. The same people who had called him weak stood silent in awe. He looked at them and said, "The mountain wasn't my enemy. It was my teacher." He built a school near the mountain trail. He named it Steps of Strength. Hundreds of kids from the village studied there, including those who once mocked him. And whenever someone asked how he did it, he would just smile and say, "Strength isn't born in muscles, it's born in the moments you want to quit but don't." Thomas proved that even the weakest can carry the heaviest mountains, not by force, but by faith, by fire, and by the refusal to stop. His legacy became more than success, it became a message that echoed through generations: your mountain is not there to block your path. It's there to show you how high you can climb. Light bulb moral of the story. Strength isn't about size or power, it's about endurance, belief, and never quitting. The mountain in your life is not an obstacle, it is your training ground.